When I'm not shifting all the content of this channel over to celebrate the newest acquisition of gear, I like to answer questions I get on YouTube, so let's get to it. What is the best bro song ever? I like Thin Lizzy's The Boys Are Back in Town. Great question, great answer. I think The Boys Are Back in Town is probably, at the very least, in the top 3 of the most bro songs ever. My other 2 entries into the top 3 would be Regulators by Warren G. Excellent bro song. Shout out to Nate Dogg. And probably Double Team by Tenacious D. As far as the least bro songs, Jesse's Girl would probably be number 1, and then Anything by Bryan Adams. What pentatonic scale to play based on the key of the song? So whatever key you're in, let's say you're in the key of C, go 3 frets backwards, and there's your minor pentatonic that you just want to jam on the whole time. So again, if you're in the key of C, 3 frets back from the C is A minor pentatonic. That's all you really need to know. Even like simpler than that, if you see a minor chord, whatever minor chord is in the song, usually you can use that pentatonic scale to solo in, so just tap at it. Also, by the way, I am rocking this Framus FG14 acoustic they sent me, which I'm actually super impressed by and is pretty reasonably priced. So we're gonna see some videos on this coming out soon. I'll probably do like a demo, and I'm definitely gonna use it in some of the new gig vlogs coming up, so stay tuned for that. Desert Island sort of question. If you could only ever solo in the minor pentatonic scale and only ever add 1 note to that scale, what would that note be? Second, major, third, flat 5, 6, or something else entirely? I'd personally go with the 6. Another great question. So again, let's stick with A minor, right? I think I'm definitely gonna add something diatonic for the major scale. So in A minor, my options would be B or F, okay? So for an example, if I wanted to add a B, I could do stuff like, right there. If I wanted to add an F, it'd be right there. Now, from a compositional standpoint, I would want the F because it unlocks the 4 major 7 chord, which I use all the time. But from just a soloing standpoint, I think I always use that B more because it kind of leads back into the tonic of the major scale that you're in, right? So I'm gonna go with, if you're thinking of minor pentatonic, it would be the 2nd like that, or the 7th note in the key of the major scale. I don't think, if you consider yourself a musician first, that it's wise to point out how much you don't like Kiss. It comes off as arrogant. I'm not that much of a fan myself, especially of the whole makeup gimmick drama, though they grew a bit on me over the years, mainly because you can't deny they have a lot of well-written, catchy songs. I say whether you like them or not, it's still better to be them, having a resume of hit songs and still touring, than to sit in a room and talk about alternate picking to a webcam. If Paul and Gene called and said Tommy dropped out and they need you to dress up as a cat or an alien or whatever and learn the parts and do the tour, you'd cream your pants, just saying. Salty Kiss comment of the week. Yeah, if Gene Simmons called me, I would definitely not be on the phone for that long because there's no amount of money that would get me to dress up like an alien or a cat and play with Kiss on stage. It's also very unwise of me as a musician to have an opinion on a band that totally sucks. What would be the best 25 key MIDI keyboard for beginners? The one that everybody has right here, the Akai MPK Mini 25 key keyboard. Aside from that, it's got like pads, it's got like faders and stuff that you can control. It has an arpeggiator built in. This thing is probably, honestly, the best value in music for what it can unlock. If you do any kind of like digital like recording or anything, like with the DAW, it has always seamlessly integrated. It's like plug and play. Can't say enough good things for how awesome that Akai MPK keyboard is, which is why everybody has it. Again, if you're just maybe starting out, learning to like trigger MIDI samples, I think it's a must-have. It's super cheap compared to everything else out there, and the action is fine. So that would be my bet. And again, make sure you kind of know what you're getting into with MIDI, because it's not like you can just like plug this into an amp or something and play anything. But as far as MIDI keyboard goes, Akai. Dude, you're in your 30s, early 40s? For God's sake, comb your hair. The I just got out of bed look is pathetic at your age. He looks like a Pepsi delivery guy. Should have a clipboard and a dolly. I kind of take that as a compliment, actually. Welcome back, Sean. Question, warm-up exercises. What's the big bad truth? Big bad truth is I don't do any, I guess. I don't know. I think I just kind of play myself in to warming up. Kind of like the same thing with basketball. Like I never like stretch. I just kind of start playing, run around. So far, that hasn't led me to develop any injuries. Now, by no means is that advice for anybody. Especially I think if you're doing kind of faster playing. Again, I'm not a super fast player, so the taxing part of what I do is just the length of some of the live shows. You know, playing any kind of like bar chords or whatever after like 3 hours. You know, gets a little bit taxing on your fretting hand. But yeah, big bad truth is I don't really do any warm-up exercises. I've never heard the song, but the vocals and guitar were so great. I'm really impressed with the recording and mix. No chords or visible mics, and that sound came out nice. So this is a comment on the newest cover I just put up with Cindy, Cheerleader, which again, I'm kind of in between places right now until I move into my new spot. And we tried doing some things in that room I was staying at, and it just didn't look right. So we just threw one microphone, pointed it kind of towards the bed, and it ended up sounding fine. I was like worried about it. I was like, I don't know if this is gonna sound very good. Like we weren't even like facing the microphone. It was just in a room that wasn't super bad. Like it's not like a huge room, so the echo isn't like the room, like this room has a lot more echo than that room. But it really just kind of goes to show, and again, I'm not saying that mix was like great because it wasn't even a mix, it was just one microphone. But the one thing that I've learned over doing like a lot of these covers for like, you know, years now is the best recording advice that I can give you is to get the dynamics of the performance right. So, you know, you could lose your mind just going all in on buying the right microphones, using the right compressors and stuff like that. And all that stuff does make a difference. But I think at the end of the day, like the thing that gets overlooked, and again, I'm super guilty of this myself, or I was, is just getting the right dynamic of the performance. Like, you know, that was like a live thing, me playing with a singer, and I've played with singers a lot now. So I feel my dynamics are so much better than they used to be, which kind of like is, you know, a live real-time mix, essentially. And just listening as a musician to what is happening in the room live is such an important skill that really translates into recordings. So again, I mean, thank you for the compliment, but like I didn't do anything for the mix other than set the mic up and have a great singer sit next to me and then try to stay out of her way. So, you know, it's something that you might want to think about, because when I was first teaching myself recording and stuff, I would like really kind of obsess over, oh, I've got to, you know, like taking notes and like microphones are supposed to be this far away and I'm supposed to use these plugins and stuff. When really at the end of the day, it just comes down to capturing a good performance. And if you have a baseline level of like decent gear, you're gonna capture the performance how it sounds, because modern day technology is like so good now. So just something to kind of think about. And for listening homework, I'm gonna throw you to a very cool band called Metric. Pretty rocking, definitely cool composition. What I like about this band is they're not afraid to let an intro breathe into the song. I think, and again, something else that I think about composing a song, I want to get right to the song right away, when like really the lost art of having just like a nice intro is kind of a dying breed out there. So check that out. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website. I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks a lot.